Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel where I will be crocheting it forward in this video by showing you my Miss Piggy pattern, which is an addition to my Muppets / Sesame Street playlist. I had a subscriber ask a while back, and I'm super duper sorry it took so long to come up with this pattern, but I've come up with it. Matter of fact, just today, couldn't read my handwriting. It was a little frustrating, but I'm excited to share it, and I hope you like it too. Alright, so the materials you're going to need for this pattern is your pink for Mrs. Piggy, and of course you're going to need some blue for her eyes, black as well, a pink if you're going to do a ribbon. You're going to need just a little bit of red. There's for her hair, yellow, some red, trying to get all the colors here, some white, and I believe that's it. You're also going to need some crochet thread, as well as 2 size needles, and that is a 4.5 and a 3.5. You're going to need 2 different size needles, one bigger and one smaller for the crochet yarn. You could use some stitch markers and some stick pins. That's optional and totally up to you. Okay guys, let's begin by grabbing our 4.5 millimeter hook and our pink yarn that you have selected for Miss Piggy. We're going to make a magic circle. Just want to be sure I'm okay. And we're going to chain 2 and make 10 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to slip to join the top of your first double crochet and not your chain 2, and now we're going to chain up 2. The chain 2s do not count as a stitch, they're just getting us to our height that we need. And now we're going to make 2 double crochets in each of the stitches for a total of 20. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row all the way back here, slip to join, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm on my 19th double crochet, and you should end on even stitches with your last 2 being in that last stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of your first double crochet, chain 2, and now we're doing round 3. So we're going to make 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 double crochet in the next. That's the repeat. 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 double crochet in the next. So go ahead and do that repeat all the way around here for a total of 30 double crochets, and I will meet you back. Alright, so I'm on my 29th double crochet. I'm going to double crochet my final stitch, which is number 30, slip stitch to join, and then we'll get ready to do this final round. Now this one's a little bit different. What we're going to do is in every 10th stitch, we're going to make 4 extended double crochets. So on this first stitch we're going to chain 2, that's not going to change, and then we're going to double crochet regular stitches until our 10th stitch. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now here we are in our 10th stitch, and so every 10 stitches we're going to make 4 extended double crochets. Now if you don't know what that is, I'll show you, and if you're not comfortable with that, you can sub it with triple crochets. So an extended double crochet is just yarning over once, going in your loop, pulling up your yarn, and then when you yarn over the first time, you only go through that first loop. Then you yarn over it, go through 2 loops, yarn over it, go through 2 loops. It's just like a triple crochet, only it gives you a different look. Again, yarn over, go in your stitch, pull up your yarn, yarn over, pull through once the first time, pull through twice, pull through 2. Okay? We need to do that 2 more times. So yarn over, go through 1 loop, go through 2 loops, go through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull up your yarn, go through 1 loop, 2 loops, 2 loops. And then we're going to go make a double crochet in the next 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then in this next 10th is when we're going to make our increases. Again, that's yarning over 1 time, pulling your yarn through your stitch, yarn over 1, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, yarning over, just going through 1, yarning over, going through 2, yarning over, going through 2. We need to make 2 more. 1, 2, 2. That's what helps me. 1, 2, 2. So go ahead and go to your next 10 stitches, 9 stitches in your 10th stitch. Make your increase, and I'll meet you back and I'll tell you the count that we're supposed to have. Okay, so I just finished my last double crochet, and that was on my 39th stitch. Now I'm just going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet, fasten off. Okay, and now if you look at our piece, it's kind of like has 3 points. So this down here is going to be Miss Piggy's chin. Her face is, in most of the pictures I've seen, was kind of like a diamond. So the next thing we're going to do is our snout. So we're still working with our pink yarn. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to chain 9. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're just going to single crochet back to your first chain. So that should give you 8 single crochets in the chain from your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have completed our first row of single crochets. We're going to make 4 of them total. So to start your rows, you're just going to lift your yarn on your hook here a little bit, insert your hook on the side, turn your work, and in that same stitch go ahead and make a single crochet. And 1 stitch all the way in the next 7, turn your work, and repeat until you have 4 rows of 8 single crochets. Okay, I've just finished my 4th row. I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. And I really suggest that you sew in your ends after each couple pieces, just to make it simple. Or you can sew them in as you go. You can leave yarn for sewing later. I'm just to a point after a couple projects that it has become too tedious for me, so it's just easier for me to just go ahead and sew in my ends as I go. So now we have our snout, our 4 rows of single crochets, of 8 single crochets. We're going to turn our work upside down, grab our black yarn. Okay, we're still working with the 4.5 hook. And then get a slip stitch. And now we're just going to, let's see. Oh, we're going to attach with the slip knot. Okay, we're going to single crochet in that same space. And then we're going to single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, two, let's see, two extended double crochets in the next stitch. I'm sorry, I just literally got done writing this. You can't even read my handwriting, isn't that awful? So, you know, extended double crochet or triple crochet, whatever you're more comfortable with. For 2 stitches. Okay, so the next stitch also is going to have 2 extended half double crochets or triple crochets. That's a crochetier's choice. It's not going to mess up the pattern. And then we're going to go back down with a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then finish in with a single crochet. Okay, and now you're done with the mouth portion, and now it's time to do her tongue, which, go ahead and grab your red yarn in red, and now we're using the 3.5 hook right here. And I wasn't really happy with how my mouth turned out on mine, so we're just going to make a little circle for her tongue. I think I mean, not a little circle, well, yeah, a little circle, like a circle tongue. So you got your 3.5 hook with your magic circle. I'm going to slip and then chain 2, and then I'm just going to make 6 half double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to close our circle. I'm going to slip join, slip to stitch in the slip to join in the top of the first double crochet, and we're going to chain 1 and then leave a little bit for sewing. I'm not going to be sewing in my ends on camera. That just wastes so much time to me. I think everybody knows how to sew in their ends. Pretty much everybody has their own style of doing it, but go ahead and sew your tongue right there in the middle, right in the 4 extended double crochets should fit perfectly in there. Sew in your ends, and I will meet you back. Okay, so we just finished up sewing everything together, and you still want to have your pink yarn because we're going to do her nostrils. You still want to have your 3.5 hook. And this is going to be super easy too. So it just consists of a magic circle and then chaining 2 and making 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close your circle, slip to join the top of that first single crochet, leave a little room for sewing, and there's one of them. And you can want to go ahead and sew these on one on each side of the tongue, leaving like that, leaving one row in between. So go ahead and make another one and sew them right there, and we'll have the snout done. Now I'll meet you back. Okay, so now once you get your snout nostrils sewn onto your snout, I want to show you how that looks. Essentially, we're going to sew it down here, but the next thing we're going to do is do her hair so we can get everything centered. And in order to do that, I'm going to need a stitch marker real quick. And then down here where we did our 4 extended double crochets where her chin is, because it's going to be like this. You have 2 up here on top, increases, and then this one down here. We're just going to follow this up the middle and then go out this way and make sure everything's even. I just remembered. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in that 6th, no, wait a minute, I'm sorry. We're going to go this way. Well, let's just go ahead and do this because I was trying to see if it would be easier, but I think it's just going to be easier if I just show it to you instead of trying to do a stitch marker, so we'll just do that. So grab your 4.5 millimeter hook as well as the color you're going to use for her hair, which is generally blonde. And just to be sure, okay, so it is, we're going into the 6th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the 6th we're going to single crochet. Now her hair is just made up of shells. Okay? Then we're going to skip 1, and this is your basic shell pattern with 5 double crochets. Skip 1 and make 5 double crochets in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 1, single crochet in the next stitch, skip 1, 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the repeat. Skip your next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, skip the next stitch, and then make 5 double crochets in the same stitch. Again, that's a shell, and that's going to give us her wavy hair look. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place today. My back is killing me. I didn't want to take a muscle relaxer because they make me very sleepy. So this is where I want you to stop. So on the chin part, we have our 4 extended double crochets. Okay, so if we leave 2 to the left and 2 to the right, that makes it even. So you're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 6th stitch is where you should end up with your last single crochet. Okay, so go ahead and repeat this shell stitch pattern. It's a single crochet, skip a stitch, 5 double crochets, skip a stitch, single crochet, skip a stitch, 5 double crochets till you get all the way down here, and I will meet you back. Okay, so you should have 5 stitches from the chin to the start of the hair, because I have the piece upside down, and then 5 stitches remaining to the end of the hair as we crocheted it. Now we're just going to fasten off. Okay, and then that's what your piece should be looking like. I thought that we would do the hair good first so that we can center the snout. So we're going to do that. Let's move on to her ears. We're using the 3.5 for that. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth with this, but just wanted to get this video going since it was requested from one of my subscribers a while back. So I don't know where my pink yarn went. Oh, here it is. All right, and the ears are pretty easy too. If you watch my Thanksgiving turkey pattern, it's very similar to that. So what we're going to do is take our yarn, our 3.5 hook, and make a slip knot. Get that out the way. And we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then single crochet from the hook, and then it's from the second chain from your hook, and then we're going to make a half double crochet, a double crochet, two extended half double crochets in the next stitch, or triple crochets if you prefer. 1, 2, 2 two extended double crochets in the next stitch. It's the same stitch, same count. Then we're going to go make a half double crochet, a double crochet, now a half double crochet, and then finish with 2 single crochets. Okay, now we're going to turn our piece upside down, and we're going to make, now you can see where the chain is. We're going to go in that first chain and make a single crochet, the next chain a half double crochet, the next chain a double crochet, and then 2 extended half double crochets in the next chain, and that's yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, same thing, 2 extended half double crochets, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, double crochet in the next stitch, half double crochet in the next, and then we finish with a single crochet, and then you can slip to join the top of that chain, and then cut our yarn, and go ahead and make, you can rewind the video and make another one like that, and I will meet you back. Okay guys, so for Miss Piggy's bangs, what I did is I put her up, I put the piece upside down, and then if you notice, there's a shell here, a shell, a shell, and a shell. So we're going to work her bangs is in this single crochet in the middle, so it's even. We're going to put our slip stitch right here, and then we're going to make 7 shells, 7 double crochets in our shell, and then we're going to finish up over there. If you can see that, I hope you can see that now. In there, so I just put a stitch marker there, so I know where to go. And so there's this loop right here underneath your 5 double crochets. That's where we're going to fasten on at. Okay, and then we're going to make a single crochet. That's going to be, this loop is all in the way, that's going to be our starting single crochet. Okay, making sure you can see. Now I'm coming over here, I'm going to take out my second stitch marker, this pin, and in these 2 is where we're going to go and work our 7 double crochets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it might even help if you fold your work. And then I'm going to take my stick pin out because I know where I'm going to go to single crochet, and that's in that loop. It's just one loop. Wait a minute, I didn't yarn over. Okay, and then you can just work in your ends, but if you turn it around, she has like these little bangs now. And then you can also work in your ends so that you can get rid of this pink right there. but that's really the only way I could get her to get her bangs somewhat. And it kind of looks like it's off to the side, but in one of the baby Miss Piggy pictures I seen, it was actually doing that. So go ahead and do that and sew this part in, and I will meet you back and we can do her ears. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is her ears. So grab your hair color and position how. Now, the end that has the 2 single crochets, that's what we're going to use to attach. And I put them right here in between your bangs and these 2 shells. So if you need stick pens to help you keep them there, that's fine. I'm just going to use my fingers. I've already threaded my yarn. I'm going to show you how to put one on, and then you can do the other one. And that's, again, we're coming in from the back. We're just making a couple stitches. I always like to hang on to this, and then I always come back around another row, going back in that same area. Well, I didn't even go through. Oops. Let's see. Try this again. Okay. And just go through some stitches. Be sure you don't want them crooked. I try to count the stitches that I did for each side of the ear. I'm doing the same thing on this side. Like I did 2 stitches that way. I'm going to do 2 stitches. I did 2 stitches on this shell. Now I'm going to do 2 stitches on this shell. And then I'm going to go around again to secure. Now we've gone that way, and then there's one ear, and then you put the other ear on the other side, and I'll meet you back. We'll finish up with her eyes and sew on her mouth. Okay, so this is what your piece should look like. I just got a little sewing needle there to hold the snout for where I think I'm gonna hold it or sew it on there. Next thing you want to do is grab your black yarn. We're about to make her eyes. I'm sorry that you can't see this very well. We're going to make a magic circle. We are going to chain 2, and we're going to make 10 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then tighten our circle up, slip to join at the top of the first half double crochet. It's a little snug in there. There she is. It might be one of the chains. If it's not going through, heads up. It's probably because it's one of the chains. It's just hard to see. Okay, so I'm going to fasten off sewing my ends, and I'm going to go get the blue that I want her eye color to be. So I will meet you back. Okay, so I have fastened off with the black. Now I have the color blue that I want. Still using our 3.5 hook. And now what we're going to do is make a whole row of increases, just like we did for her head. And that is 2 single crochets in each stitch for a total of 20. Okay, so go ahead and do that. 2 single crochets in each stitch. And now I'll meet you at the end of the round, and grab your white yarn as well. Alright, so I have my eye color round done, and now this is the last round for the eye, and it's going to be an increase round, but it's going to be in every 5th stitch. So when you attach, you want to attach with your single crochet. That counts as 1. The next stitch, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, next stitch 3 single crochet, next stitch 4 single crochet, and on your 5th stitch you're going to make 2 single crochets, and that's the repeat. Again, 1 single crochet for 4 stitches in a row, and in your 5th stitch you will increase, and I will meet you back. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is try to position your pieces how you want them to be once you get that second eye done. I'm sorry, I finished up the eye and then I went on ahead and made another one. So if you need to do that, just pause the video and come back. And I'm just going to put a stick pin. It's right there just to keep it in place. And the next thing we're going to do is sew her snout. So you want to get your pink back out, and I will meet you back. Alright, so I've threaded my needle with my pink. I'm going to go ahead and take out the needle that was holding mine. But I wanted to show you, like just under the center right there is where you want to put your middle. And that's where I'm going to start. And all we're going to do is just simply sew like we've been doing throughout the whole pattern. Just simple sewing, not nothing fancy. You want to just go in the stitches. Oops, grab my scissors and then just go all the way. And if it's better for you or easier for you to grab some stick pins, then go ahead and do that. But just go all the way around here. Stop right here at the black part. Come back here. Come back over here. When you're here, make sure that you're even right here. Make sure your shells are even with your snout. And you have the same. You should have 1 stitch, 1 double crochet on each side. And then come back up here, and then go ahead and if you want to do it again, that's fine. And then go ahead and do that with your black, and then fasten off right there again, just right there. We won't need to use the red color, just the black. Come back all the way around, and then I'll meet you back to do her eyes and her bow. Okay, so I have my needle threaded with my first eye that I'm going to attach. I've already done my snout. And it should fit really comfortably right here, like on these 2 shells, and then you can put the other one in the same spot. And again, you can use some stick pins if this makes you more comfortable for them to keep in place. But we're just going to do 1 stitch all the way around here, and then attach your other eye, and we're almost done. And we'll finish up with her ribbon. She's turning out really cute. I'm really impressed. Okay guys, this is how your Miss Piggy should be looking right now. I'm just going to add a couple things. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I was going to show you how to make a bow. The bow that I have in the thumbnail, as well as some eyelashes. You know, and these are just special effects that are optional. But you'll want to grab some pink yarn. Use your 3.5 millimeter hook. We want to chain 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now you want to double crochet in the 4th chain from your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to count as your first double crochet. The chain 3. So then go ahead and double crochet all the way to your beginning chain, and I will meet you there. Okay, so you should have 14 double crochets, including your chain 3. So what you want to do is chain 3 again, and then that's going to count as your first double crochet right here, and then double crochet again to the end of the row. And we want to make 3 rows. So go ahead and double crochet all the way to your end of your row. At the top of the third chain, you're going to make your last double crochet, and then chain up 3 and do your last 3rd row, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I just finished up my 14th double crochet, and again we've just completed 3 rows of 14 double crochets. So I'm just gonna fasten off, and you want to leave about a 12-inch tail. Okay, grab your sewing needle, thread your yarn. I don't know why I didn't bend it. It was all frailed, like it wasn't going to split. And then what we want to do is turn our work and go in and out of the first 7 stitches. So we're going to go in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this should be the 7th. That'll get you to the middle, and that's where we want to be. So you should end up with the back. Wait a minute, yeah. You should end up, with your needle in the back. Now what we want to do is just start scrunching this. What we're going to do is we're going to wind the yarn in the middle as tight as we can for, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see how that forms like a bow? That's the effect we're looking for. And you know, you can keep pressing, pulling on your yarn too to make it tighter. And then you can put this anywhere you want. You can put it on that side, that side. I was thinking about the back, but then like they're not going to be able to see it. In some of the pictures, that's how she has it. But I might just put it here. It's totally up to you, but that's how you make the bow. I'm going to meet you back with my crochet yarn and a smaller sewing needle to show you how to make some really pretty eyelashes. Super easy. Alright, so I just decided to put her bow up here at in the corner. So here's that crochet thread I mentioned at the beginning of the video under the materials that you're going to need. And I just got, I don't know, maybe 12, 14 inches. And then what you want to do is, on the white portions only, decide how many eyelashes you're going to make and try to make them as even as possible. So what I did is I skipped a stitch. So again, I'm holding my end back here, my finger, and I'm just going straight up. So all the eyelashes are straight. I'm going to skip this one, and when I mean stitches, the yarn that's in white. And I'm going through the top of my blue yarn and going to the top of my white yarn, and then top of my black. You can decide how far apart you want them. You want them close. I'm probably going to take that one out because it went crooked. And again, like if you want them all not to be, it's totally up to you how you want your Miss Piggy to look. But my pattern calls for it not to be this way. I thought if I went straight up it would be too close to the other one, and it might be. I might have to come back around. You know what happens? You have to play with patterns sometimes. They don't always come out perfect. Nothing's perfect. That's why they invented rustic. Okay. So let's go up here and try to make this one straight. But you see how close that is? So I'm going to come over here. Maybe I won't skip a stitch with this one. And then the eyelashes will be a little closer together. Nothing wrong with that. Miss Piggy has lots of eyelashes. But yeah, go ahead and do your eyelashes the way you want, all the way around, and I will meet you back. There she is. I went on ahead and took mine out. I didn't like the way it looked and redid them. So I just hope you liked the video. Please give a thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe. And I want to say to the subscriber that requested this, I am so grateful for your patience. I really am. And I'm going to add this also to my Muppets Sesame Street series if you want to check that out. So thanks for watching, and together let's continue to crochet it forward. Bye now.